combining the blending modes with effects has some really cool things happening too. So I'm gonna delete this particular layer, and I'm gonna change this back to overlay so that we have that, and then I'm gonna change this to 100%, transparency of 100%. So let's go apply an effect to this. So I'm going to select this top layer, and I'm going to go look for an effect called level. And I'm going to choose this levels here. It's basically a color correction. So we're going to take that and double click on it. And now we have this effect control panel over here. So what this does, you can see that the colors, the levels, the histogram here shows that there's a lot of blacks in this image, and then there's some whites, but hardly anything in between. So, and then what this shows is the grayscale. So what we're going to do is blend the we can say have more whites or more blacks. So here's what I do. If I take this little guy here and drag it towards the darks, that means I'm saying the midline, I'm gonna show more whites than blacks. So look at that. Look at the image comparatively. All right. So I'm showing more whites. The opposite way is now I'm showing more darks. So the combination of overlay with this effect, changing the gamma, basically we're changing gamma here, has something unique. Excuse me. So now I'm going to add another effect. So I'm going to twirl that up and turn that off just so I can start fresh again. The next one is, say, the blur, right? So fast blur, fast box blur, I should say. There it is. Double click on that and turn it on. Oh, I'm sorry. You got to turn the levels back on. My bad. And the reason why we have that is if you zoom into this area here, so that's Command plus, some graining happening here, really grainy, right? So you can then turn on a little bit of blurriness to get rid of that grain. See this grain here? So hold on your, I think it's Shift key. No, hold on your Command key to slowly scrub. You can scrub up too, by the way. So I'm just scrubbing to get rid of that graininess. Just a few. All right, then Command 0. Sorry, Command. Let's just change this back to fit on screen. So there it is. A little bit of blurriness there. All right, and then F3 to show my effects control panel. So what's the fast box blur for? It's to get rid of the graininess there. So all right, so let's try another one. Now I'm going to turn both of these off. And let's look for tritone. Tritone. And there it is, color correction, tritone. So here it is. You can change the highlights, the midtones, and the shadows. So if you click here and pick a different color, something around here, and then scrub this up, you can see how things change in your image. So pick whatever you want. You can take the eyedropper also and pick color from the actual the picture behind it, the image behind it. So let's take this yellow. So now it's selected that, and then you can change that. So hit OK, and you can mess around with the highlights and the shadows. Let's mess with the shadows a bit. Okay, slightly different, right? Remember, F5 is what we had previously. We're comparing what we had before to what we have now. F5, whatever snapshot you had. Very different. Let's try a different one. Turn off tritone and let's look for minimax. So there it is. You can drag it on your composition, and this will kind of, if you You see how it kind of crystallizes it a bit? So that's another option. The point is that you can apply effects onto the layer that has been blended using the blend modes. And that can create some pretty unique things. All right, so play around with that. Feel free to mess around with the effects in the effects and presets panel to see if you can create something more interesting with the blend mode on top of the other one with some effects.